When you're working on your digital graphic, it's really important to choose technically compatible assets. In this case, we're going to look at images. So for example, say I want, I'm creating something with daisies on it for my digital graphic. I'm going to go on to Google. I'm going to search in the search bar up here. I'm going to put in daisy. These are some of the results I get. So I'm not just going to choose any image that I see. I need to check how large the image is, what the pixel dimensions of it are, and check that it's suitable for the purpose I'm using it for. So for example, if I want to choose this one, that's quite a nice daisy picture. If I click on it, at the moment, unless I move my mouse over it, I don't know how big it is, but if I hover my mouse, you can see there the pixels are appearing in the bottom left of that picture. So that's 300 by 200 pixels. So if I want to use that, it would be suitable, for example, for a smaller image on the page. And I'll demonstrate in a minute why it's not suitable for stretching out over the product that I've got in Photoshop at the moment. But first of all, I need to save it. So it's really important that you save all your assets that you're using into a sensible folder. So I'm going to right click, press Save Image As. I'm going to put it into a folder, give it a sensible name so I know what it is. Press Save. And then in Photoshop, I'm going to go to File and Place Embedded. Don't press Open because that will open it as a new file entirely. If you press Place Embedded, it puts the image in as a separate layer, which is what you want. And we'll talk about layers in another video. So I'm going to choose Daisy 2, press Place, and it puts it in the middle of my page. So what I can do now is stretch it out using these handles. Now at the moment it's a good resolution, it doesn't look very blurry, but it's quite a small image, remember. If I go back and look at those pixels, remember it's 300 by 200. So it's fine if I want to use it like this on the page, but if I wanted to make it bigger for the background, for example, it just wouldn't be suitable. Let me show you. If I stretch it out, you can see the pixels are getting larger and larger and much more pixelated, more blurry that means. Now if I press the tick or press enter to tell the computer to do what to fix it in that position, the blurriness is not as bad, but it's still a lot worse than it was to start with, and that's not very good quality at all. So I want to go back to making that smaller again, and I would probably just want it as a picture on one side of my product, and that there looks a lot clearer because it's much closer to its original size. So it's really important that you know when you're searching what you're going to be using your images for. So be careful of the pixel dimensions that you choose and always check them. So if I want something for the background, for example, I'm just going to go and find something that looks quite nice. That's a much larger pixels, that 1500 by 1006. So right click, Save Image As. I'm going to call it Daisy 3. Save that. Go into Photoshop. File, Place Embedded. There's Daisy 3. Press Place. That is crystal clear because it's a much higher pixel measurement to start with. And if I was to stretch that out further, you wouldn't really notice any difference with the clarity of the image because it was such a high pixel dimension to start with, and that looks really crisp and clear, especially if I was to then print it. So make sure that you know if your assets you're choosing are technically compatible for what you want to use them for on your product.